Welcome back to the shipyard. We've got another top 100. I've got a heckler here.
We'll see how this 100 stacks up.
I don't know. I think you may be okay with a lot of it.
Maybe.
I think there's some things you haven't played on here.
Oh, I highly doubt it.
Oh, no, there are.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, there's a couple
I
things.
forget you went to Origins. Oh, but did you play anything at Origins? I guess that's the question.
No, I just played my top 2 games.
Nice. There. Okay.
See, I'm not spoiling anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe,
but
I guess we shall see, right?
Yeah. So, number 100, Bonanza.
Good game.
Good game. New to my list here. It was in like the 1 teens last year. So
interesting. What made it come down?
I don't quite know. I think I just appreciate the game design. It's simple. It's set collection. It's table talk. It's negotiation. Those are things I like. But there's a lot of randomness in the way the cards work. And you have to make the best of what's there. So it's tactical. It's not so much strategy. But there is some long-term strategy. So it's a good blend.
I respect that. I don't know if it go on my 100, but
it is number 100. We're not talking about the top.
It's a little too long for my liking for what it is.
I understand. Yeah, 2 rounds might be better than 3. Number 99, Coup. And I do combine Coup and Coup Rebellion, the G54.
That is a lot lower or higher, depending on the way you look at it, than I would have thought it would.
Yeah, it did fall down 25 spots from last year.
Yeah.
I haven't played it.
That's true.
I can't even remember the last time I played Coup. So
the Rebellion, I think, is the only version I will play anymore for the variety, but
yeah, I think it does need the variety. So
but sometimes it could be too various.
Yeah, especially with new people.
For the simplicity.
Yeah.
It's kind of too various for the simplicity.
Yeah.
But it's a good game.
I do like playing it on the phone. That helps a lot.
I didn't know they had an app for it.
It's quick. The problem is the AI isn't great, and online play is either too slow, unless you're playing with people that are all right there, right away. So, yeah. Number 98, Say Anything.
It's been a very, very long time since I played it. I don't know that I played it with you, though.
My Christmas party? No, you were in the other room doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my go-to party games, especially with people I don't know, because it's a really good icebreaker game. I described it as apples to apples, where you get to fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
So apples to apples is nowhere near my top 100 list.
Yeah.
Probably not even in my top 200. That's not slamming apples to apples. It's not slamming like what's the dark humor game?
Oh, Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, it's not slamming that. I probably won't play that. But Say Anything just gives you that choice.
Gives you an additional.
Now that can stifle some people. It can make people freeze and go, what do I write? Mm-hmm. I don't know what to do. But it does lead to some really funny answers.
Yeah.
I like that. I like those options.
Now, is it better than Time's Up?
I've only played Time's Up once.
with the bad version of it, right?
Yeah, so
I wish Time's Up Title Recall was a thing.
Yeah, so I think Time's Up Title Recall has potential.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. 97, High Society.
Been a very long time since. I think I only played that once with you.
Yeah.
That's the painting one, right?
Paintings, auctions,
yeah.
And once you bid, it goes around. When you pass, you're out. Mm-hmm. But then there's negative cards that you pass, you get to take your money back, but then you're stuck with the thing, and everyone else pays what they've bid.
Yeah.
So it's and if you have spent the most money, you automatically lose.
Yeah.
So I like that twist on it.
I don't know that it's been so long. I don't know that I remember it enough.
Yeah, I play it on my phone, and that is a game that does have a good AI system.
Okay.
I can consistently lose to the AI, but I can also beat them. So it's a good balance.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. 96, that's what we're up to. Alchemists.
New entry.
New entry, yeah. High Society was new as well. Alchemist just sneaks in there.
Good. Yeah.
I like the deduction. I like the puzzle aspect of figuring out what cards share attributes. And every card has 3 attributes: a red, a green, a blue, and then everything's positive or negative. And there's 8 different combinations, and each card has a different combination. And you figure out what's what based on pairs that you make. And
Curious question about that.
Yeah.
What about the smaller part of that game, the worker placement part of it?
I like the worker placement. I almost feel like the worker placement is a means to an end, rather than.
That's actually, I think, the bigger part of the game is the worker placement. I think it's built around the worker, or built around the deduction using the worker placement as foundation.
Sure. I guess,
otherwise, it'd just be like something you can give cards out, and okay, what's the deduction part of it?
Sure, you do have to manage your card income, how fast you're spending cards. So it is a hand management game in that sense.
That's true.
Some of it is getting lucky with the right card matches, and the more you can learn, the faster you can deduce things.
Yeah.
So.
I just thought I'd throw that out there.
No, it's a good point. It's a very valid point. 95, Elder Sign.
One that I haven't played.
Really?
You got
okay. So, dice.
That's like I've watched it, I think, tabletop.
Yeah. So it's in the Arkham Horror, Eldritch Horror world. It's
kind of like it's got an Eldritch Horror type thing.
Yeah.
Fortune and Glory type thing.
Yeah, it's co-op. It's go to different areas. You have so many uses of dice to make the room match that you need. And then there's like rerolls you can get. There's item cards that give you bonus dice. There's bad things that can lock dice so you can't use them. All kinds of bad stuff happening. Good things you can do. Not as much good stuff that you can do. It's bad stuff that's happening against you. Lots of tension, but it's a co-op that has the right difficulty curve.
Yeah.
Right. Ghost Stories is super difficult. Something like Flashpoint on like the basic board is maybe a little too easy.
Or Pandemic.
Or even
the six epidemics and acing it with.
Right. Well, when it's us on Pandemic and we get super lucky, that can be a little too much. But this feels right. I think my experience, it's been about a 40 to 50% win.
How many times have you played it?
A dozen? Something like that.
Where have you played this? I have not been invited.
With the Polies a lot.
Okay.
So,
got it.
Yeah. It's good. I like it. 94, Small World. This is taking a big hit.
I was going to say that was higher.
Oh, yeah.
Lower, whatever.
This is down 57 spots from last year.
Not having played it.
Not having played it. Other games jumping up, being more interesting. I don't have a huge excitement to play Small World.
I haven't got a draw wanting to play it either.
Yeah.
I mean, every once in a while I'll look at it and be like, I haven't played that in a while. But that's the only reason that's making me want to play it again is because I haven't played it in a while.
And when stuff like that happens, I don't deny that it's a good game. It's a really tight worker placement, not even worker placement. Tiles, combat, easy combat. Mm-hmm. Character powers, race powers.
Which is probably the second character power. Remember, we were talking about that variable player powers.
Yeah.
Next to Cosmic, is where there's not very many games that do that well. But
not really. So
very good classic game though.
Yeah, and Small World's a good game, but how long it's going to stay on my list, I don't know.
And I haven't played any of the expansions. I know you have, I think, a few of them.
I have a few.
But you would know more than I. That would probably reinvigorate it a little bit for me, but all it really adds is new tiles, or new maps and new tiles. That's it, right?
Yeah. I mean, variety is a good thing. It gives you more options, more variety. But how much is that worth to you?
Yeah.
You know, what is that worth on any given game? And I definitely don't feel like I've gotten my money's worth out of expansions.
Yeah, I can see that. The only expansions I would consider would be the underground and the cave, the tunnels one.
Right, and underground is a standalone game.
Yeah.
So that tells you something. 93, Smash Up. Now this one I have played a couple of times this year, but it still has fallen down 28 spots.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just too long.
Well, granted, we didn't play. Last time we did play it was on a
24-hour. Yeah, and I was falling asleep.
I agree with you. And then the previous time before that, I think was the 5-player game we played or the 6-player game.
I don't know.
We played like max, I think.
Yeah, I think it was a 4-player. I think that was the first time we played.
Like it was 5 because we played with
Cody,
and then his
girlfriend,
and I think David was there too, or Jose. One.
Oh,
I want to say it was with 5, and
it might have been with 5.
The only reason why he did it was because it was new players.
Sure, that might have done it. Yeah,
and that was.
I feel like Smash Up's a really good 3-player game.
That's probably where it sits the best.
Yeah, and maybe it's because I haven't played it as a 3-player game.
It'll probably still fall in my top 100.
Yeah, and I think that it will probably find a way to stay in my top 100 because it is an enjoyable game. It is different every single time I play it. I will not be bored of Smash Up, despite almost falling asleep during the 24-hour marathon. That was just, for me, that was about hour 20, 21 of being awake. And that was just time. So, yeah.
Somewhat of an evergreen.
I think so. Somewhat. How many more expansions I need? I don't know.
There's too many.
I do want to get the Cease and Desist because that has the Star Trek expansion. So,
copyright.
Yes, but that's why I said Star Trek. All right, 92. Roll Through the Ages, specifically the Bronze Age.
Was that the one we played, or did we play a different one?
No, that's the one we played. It's the roll dice start with 3 when you build up cities.
You have more than Bronze, right?
Yeah, I have the Iron Age too. That's a totally different game. I don't know that you've played Iron.
No, I've only played one of them.
Yeah, I like Bronze Age. It's because it's in that same box size as like For Sale and Gold, High Society.
It's a good game.
It's a really good game. It was a Secret Santa gift several years back. They sent the laminated pages. They gave me the print and play expansion, also laminated.
Yeah, that works out great.
Yeah, so much easier to do with laminate and laminated pages.
Rolling dice, collecting goods.
Mm-hmm. And you have to balance workers, food, coins, and resources for your developments. It actually feels like a civilization building game
with just dice,
with dice and a piece of paper.
Yeah.
The
mechanics.
Yeah. Number 91, Star Realms.
And we haven't played that. You and I
don't think we have.
I've always played it, I think, with Craig and Richard.
Yeah. But I've played it more as an app.
The app is very good.
Real life. But
I'd like to see how I haven't played any of the expansions. I'd like to see how they work. I think they just add another factions added maybe, and then more ships to each faction.
I know they added events. They added some kind of other mechanic.
Because there's that tabletop day. The tabletop day they gave a bonus event.
So we're by no means experts on Star Realms, but it's a fun 2-player card game. I think it's
probably one of my favorite 2-player card game.
Yeah.
It's a great drafting game. I mean,
well, then it's a deck builder.
Deck builder. Sorry.
No, it's got some draft elements to it.
At the start, yeah.
Little bit at the start.
Yeah, it's a variant, isn't it? I think it's a variant.
I think you could draft as a variant, and there's some co-op scenarios in the rulebook too. So there's good variety there.
Mainly deck builder though. It's probably one of my favorite deck builders.
It is, and I'm going to hit on other deck builders here.
I'm sure. I'm curious where they're going to fall.
Oh yeah. You know that they're coming.
I could probably wager which deck builders will fall where, as far as.
No, well, we should do that and see where you land.
Next time a deck builder comes up, don't tell it, and I'll try and guess which one it is.
Okay.
The ones I think.
Okay. Well, here, number 90. It's Party Game.
Have we played it?
Yes.
Have we played it here?
No.
That narrows it down a lot.
Oh, yes, it does.
Is this...
Actually, my next 3 are all Party Games.
Really?
So if you get any of the 3, you get some credit.
It's got to be at range.
Yeah.
I feel like one of them's the one where you're trying to sell stuff.
Go on.
No, not going on. The one where you're trying to sell stuff and you make a pitch and there's 2 cards.
Oh, no. No.
It's not that one?
No.
Oh.
But wait, there's more. No.
Yes, it's not. But wait, there wasn't. But wait, there's more on your top 100 last year.
No.
I feel like it wasn't. I was surprised that it was on it.
I don't think so.
Oh man, that's betrayal.
No.
Or not betrayal. Sorry.
Werewolf?
This house.
No.
Werewolf.
No, not yet.
I don't know.
Spyfall.
Okay.
Tumbled way down.
That's very, 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 very low.
It was 30
That was
last year.
And we played the crud out of it.
You can say crap.
Okay.
Videos. Yeah.
We played the crap out of it.
We did.
And maybe that's why it's tumbled, but this year I feel it was tough for you because we played so many new games.
Kind of. So here's where Spyfall fell down. I stopped enjoying it.
The variety to it, I think it got too repetitive, is how it felt to me anyways.
In order for that game to be really good to me,
It's the group.
we need people asking good questions. And
Played it too often.
So many people were asking the same questions. So we got in a rut.
Mm-hmm.
And without injecting new life...
And not very many people were clever with their question
That's the other
or
problem.
question answers.
Right, so I got a couple of very clever questions to ask.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't clever enough with my answers, and so it does become a meta within your local groups. But we needed more people to jump in, and we needed some good variety, and we didn't have that. And now we definitely don't have that.
I always use you're at the polar station. How are you feeling today? Oh, I feel great. I feel like I'm on top of the world.
Exactly,
the perfect type of.
That is one of those really fantastic answers that people will pick up on, and if you have no idea, you'll go, that seems like a reasonable answer, but maybe that means something, but it could mean an airplane, it could mean a blimp, solar station.
Space station, maybe.
Yeah, it's space station. So you're narrowing the field down, but you're not giving it away. All right.
Good game, though.
It is a good game.
I think that would be higher on my list.
I'm sure it would. I was actually surprised it fell down here, but I'm not going to argue with the metrics.
Yeah.
89 is Quicks. So
very, very, very low.
Yeah, last year it was only 71.
I was thinking in the 70s, 60s.
Yeah.
High 60s, low 70s.
So I definitely enjoy the game. I don't have anything really against the game. But Quicks is not high strategy by any means. It's a dice rolling game. It's roll, make the best move. On other players' turns, do I want that? Is that what benefits me? In big games, you have to make more strategy calls because the game's going to end before you can really maximize it. So Quicks didn't so much fall down as good games jumped ahead of it.
Okay.
So for it to have, the 89 spot, it's still saying, hey, it's a good game.
It's not based on what you had last year. It's not too much of a draw.
No, I mean, is it down?
It depends on what the other 88 games are.
Right, of course. That's what you've got to. You always have to say that. Speaking of 88, that is Poisoner's Pour.
Score.
Yeah, it's a little Kickstarter that you got, and it's
basically in a plastic bag. Is how you get it. There's no box. There's no. Well, they did have the box. I think it was an add-on or something. But
yeah, but
$10, you can't beat it.
And it's one person sets out cards to gold values, and there's some that are poison. There's some that are neutral. There's some that heal poison. There's some that do various effects. It kind of feels like the start of Princess Bride, or not the start, but it feels like
you put that one in front of me, thinking I would drink it, which means I should drink that one in front of you.
Exactly.
But you may have double guessed that, and meaning putting the one in front of you so that I would drink it.
Yeah. I enjoy games that take a very simple concept.
And it could be as simple as you want with just the normal drinks, or you could add variety with all the different.
There's all kinds of crazy drinks, including a flip a coin, and you keep taking poison if it comes up poisoned, like a max of 3 poison or something. Yeah. And that's crazy, and I have no luck with that coin. Yeah. Absolutely none. So
that's a good pick.
It is a good. See, okay,
now. If the other one that I'm thinking of is on here, I would disagree.
You talking about Toast?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Raise
not.
Your Gauntlet?
Raise Your Gauntlet. Yeah, I don't think it is.
Okay.
I haven't played it enough.
Yeah, we played. Well, Poisoner's Pour is a lot shorter, so it's a lot easier to play.
It is. 87 is Eminent Domain.
Played that once. Good game.
It is.
We played maybe twice. Maybe played twice.
I'm not sure. I played it a bunch because it was. I think it was my second deck builder after I got Dominion. I think I like
that. I think I like that as a deck builder more than I like a lot of other deck builders.
Yeah, because I
think I like Star Realms still more.
Yeah, it has a purpose. It has planetary expansion. It has resource management, and it has. It never limits you to what cards you can do because you always have the tableau in front of you. And granted, that's what you're adding to your deck, but it lets you specialize. If you want to go warfare, you can go warfare, and each time you do warfare, you're adding a warfare to your deck. Mm-hmm. So you're going to see more warfare that you can kick.
Yeah.
And that makes it more powerful of an action each and every time. So it lets you specialize. 86 is 8-Minute Empire.
I played that.
Yeah.
I remember you used to bring that around a lot.
I did. And now it's not really an 8-minute game. It's more like a 15-minute game.
Is that with teaching? Or are you saying
no, it's like a 15-minute game.
Really?
Yeah. But still, it's a 15-minute game. It's an area control game. And
now, how did they set the 8 minutes? Is it on a timer, or did they just average the time that it takes?
I think they averaged the time. And I'll put it to you this way. 2 people who know the game could play it in 8 minutes.
Can you play less?
Probably.
That's the question.
It is. Maybe.
Sorry, 8 minutes and 1 second didn't work. Sorry, 8 minutes and 0.23 milliseconds didn't work.
Couldn't we give it the benefit of the doubt if it was 8 minutes and 29 seconds or less? Would that round down to 8 minutes?
So there's a lot of games that round up. How do they round the scoring in that game? Do they round it up or down? Because
it's just points.
Yeah, but if you,
You get a point for
I was
every
saying
section you can
Yeah.
control.
I'd be interested to check it out.
I'd like to do it on a chess clock. You take a turn, you hit it.
There's a lot of games that need a chess clock.
I agree with that. All right, 85 is a game from our 24-hour marathon.
Cash and Guns didn't fall that low.
No.
Ooh. Curse of the Temple's not that low.
No.
Is Glux on your list this year?
No. Glux?
Zaya, I would think would be higher, if anything. Can't Stop's not that low. Is it 5 Tribes?
It is 5 Tribes. Now, I've still only played this game a handful of times.
Okay.
I think like 3 times. Maybe even only 2 times.
I like the concept, I'm just not good at it, so
No, I understand.
I take a hit as far as... Plus, I was really, really tired when I played
It's probably not on your top 100. And that's
probably
okay.
not, yeah. I mean, it'd be close, but yeah.
I enjoyed the Mancala aspect.
Which is the part I love about it.
Yeah, it's a great
Yeah.
mechanic. I think there's room for other games to do it. I know that there is another game that does it, involving like airports. I forget what it's called. I know the Dice Towers talked about it.
Let them know in the comments.
Yeah. But I've also heard that game's not done all that well.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah, I know.
But the Mancala design needs to be implemented more. Because it's a really cool...
And there's other things you could even do with that for sure.
Oh, yeah. All right. 84 is a co-op dice game.
Fuse?
Yep. Now, this dropped a little bit from last year. It was 67 last year.
I don't hate you for having it that low.
No. It's kind of a fair ranking.
I feel like for me it'd be around in the 70s,
Sure.
80s maybe. So
sure, so it's 84. It's kind of right there. Fuse co-op dice, and it's one person rolls dice equal to each player, and then every player has to use a die for their card. And we got so many rules wrong the first several times we played this. I feel like we haven't actually gotten it right once. We haven't won with the rules, with the correct rules, I think.
I think we have one time.
Okay.
But
it's tough.
Yeah, it is tough to get it right.
It's a lot tougher with the correct rules, which is good.
We were thinking you can play all the dice to one card.
Yeah.
First few times you gotta allow for that though.
You're gonna make mistakes. The important thing is learning.
Yeah. That's more tough for a game like Escape or whatever.
Yeah.
You're gonna miss
what other people are doing. Okay. 83, Transamerica.
I haven't played it.
Yeah. I need to get you to play that.
That one's the...
it's kind of the simple Ticket to Ride.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And what it is every player has 5 cities they have to connect to. And the board's grouped into regions, and so you get 1 city in each region. And for the most part, you're laying down collective track. But there's a variant where each player gets 3 track of their own color.
Okay.
And so then only they can use that track. And so where you decide to use your own color to create forks is really strategic.
What map is it?
This one's the U.S.
Oh, okay, so they have other...
They have a Trans-Europa, but when I was buying, Europa was out of print.
Is Transamerica all America? Is it set up like Ticket to Ride, or is it...
Yeah, I think it's just America. There might be a tiny part of Canada, but I don't think there
But is it like a big map, or is it like zoomed out really, really... Like...
No, it's West Coast to East Coast.
Okay.
And North to South.
Yeah.
Like, Boise's there and, like, San Antonio.
Oh, okay.
And Portland and Charleston.
Oh, okay.
I'm picking really random cities, but those are the ones I remember being there. So
okay,
yeah, there's it's good. It's not great. Maybe it's a little higher, but I think I have some nostalgia going there. And I like it. So 82 is Tokaido. Wasn't even going to make you guess on that. Just throw it out there. I have not won a game of Tokaido, and I think maybe that's spurring me on to like it a little bit more.
To continue to go until you encroach the mountain and you're good.
Yeah, but I really like Tokaido.
It's a good game. It's very simple.
I like the options. I like the time progression in the game.
Have you played it with the expansion? I haven't.
I haven't either.
Christian has it and stuff, so.
Yeah, and I don't even know what they'd added in expansion.
There's Crossroads.
But that's good.
There's Crossroads, and I believe there's one other one. I can't.
Yeah.
I think it's Matsumi, or I don't know.
As we butcher pronunciations,
I don't know.
it's all there. So yeah, it's a really. I enjoy the game. It doesn't stress me out too much, and maybe that's why I haven't won.
It is one of those ones where you can kind of play it without necessarily really thinking too much.
Yeah.
You can kind of just go through the motions and do stuff. Because there's limited options. So.
Sure. Yeah, it's kind of like, do you want to get this painting or go to the temple? Well, you don't have any money, so...
Obviously, I'm going to the,
Obviously, I'm going to the temple because I love spending money I don't have.
See, that's an interesting thing about it is it's kind of a game that's... The game relies on the players. Like... You do have a lot of options, but really you don't because other players have taken those options away from you.
Yes.
Whereas a lot of times it's the game taking the options away from you. Other players take the options away from you. And it's not necessarily to spite you. It's because it was their best move.
It is.
So it kind of plays itself almost.
And so I disagree with Craig. I think I like the game more with 2 or 4, whereas he likes the game with 3 or 5.
I was going to say 4 is what I was going to suggest.
And he likes it with more because it blocks more. I like it with 2 or 4 because it opens more up.
Yeah.
So.
Both valid, very valid.
It all depends on how you like your game.
Yeah.
Do you like it blocky with a lot of choices, or do you like it open with a lot of choices? 81 is a drafting game.
7 Wonders isn't this long.
No.
Drafting. I haven't played very many drafting games with you.
I believe you own it.
Really? Yeah. Well, that narrows it down a lot. 200 and almost 300 games.
Comes in a tin.
Sushi Go?
Sushi Go.
Okay.
Probably the gateway drafting game.
Yes. Yeah. I played this maybe 4 or 5 times when I first got it. Never really played it again, and then I played it a few times here and there.
Yeah.
Well, never played it for a very, very long time after those 4 or 5 times.
Fair.
Because it got me into drafting, and now I understand the basics of drafting, and I play different drafting games now.
Sure. I like going back to my roots.
Yeah.
Because I think... Well, I did get into 7 Wonders before I ever played Sushi Go. I think there's something a lot easier about Sushi Go, something that people understand on a much more basic level about food, about...
well, it's simpler. It's a lot simpler, right, just the mechanics.
The colors and
the cards, there's very limited... Like with 7 Wonders, you're dealing with architecture, you're dealing with technology, you're dealing with player power, some of them.
Yeah, and you're dealing with stage 1 into stage 2 into stage 3
Correct.
Building. This is the deck of cards.
Yes, and it's like, I think it's the cards, there's like 6 different sushis that have, that's it. So that's very, very, that's why it's Gateway, not 7 Wonders, which is after you get into that, you get into 7 Wonders.
Like a step 2. All right, number 80, another co-op dice game. We were just talking about this the other day. Last week, I think.
Strike stop. Escape.
Pandemic: The Cure. But
Got it.
talk about a game that took a hit. This was 31 last year.
That's crazy. That is crazy. I thought that was going to be in the 50s for you.
Yeah, but I haven't played it. It sat underneath a box. Like, I forgot I even had it here.
It's hard to make two great games that are two completely different concepts. Not concepts, but mechanics-wise.
Oh, yeah.
And you got Pandemic, and then Pandemic: The Cure. Both of them are amazing games, and
Yeah.
they both deserve recognition in their own right, I think.
And I give it all the recognition it deserves. And it is a fantastic game. The last time I played it was at, I want to say at Central Valley Con, which was like...
I know you played it at Battlegrounds one time. I came in late.
Yeah, but we're talking a year plus ago. Yeah.
So then it had to have been Battlegrounds then.
Oh, probably. Maybe that was the last time I played. Yeah, but it's been over a year.
Yeah.
Since I
No,
played.
yeah, for sure.
So that's going to cause the game to fall down. If I don't play something within a year, it's going to tumble. Yes, that's a dice pun. Live with it.
That's gonna be on there somewhere. I know.
I've only played it once. I don't consider games that I've only played once.
We played it more than once.
Yeah, we played one seating of it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think we played it 3 times, but hey,
We played one seating.
I played in a lot of work. Anyways, we're talking about a game that'll probably come up next year. But
Next year, for sure. Number 79 is Radis. This is a game that keeps hanging on because it's all about the bubonic plague.
you know, I mean, you gotta admire the darker times of this world's history,
Yeah.
I guess.
So last year it was 83, so it's come back up. I don't know why. I really don't.
Have you played it?
No.
You've been itching to play it.
I've been
Probably
itching
what
to
it
play
is.
it, but I still like the mechanics.
Mhm.
It's got powers that you can just steal from another player. At the start of your turn, you take a power if you want.
Like Citadel's this?
No. So there's 6 powers in the game. And at the start of your turn, you can take a power. It doesn't matter if it's in the center or if another player has it.
Huh.
But the problem is, when the plague hits a region, it hits in multiple ways. Either power symbols, or majority, or just all players.
Hmm.
And it can hit multiple of those things.
That's completely random.
Yeah, I mean, there's distributions on all the plague tokens. So if you have 3 different powers, guess what? You have 3 ways of getting hit.
Oh, okay.
Plus the fact that you're in that region, so you can be hit by all. If you have majority, you can be hit by majority.
Hmm.
So you could lose your entire influence in that area when the plague hits.
Interesting.
And so powers let you do things, and you can keep comboing powers.
But they may cost you.
But the more you have, the more it can hurt. And I've seen people win by never taking a power.
Yeah.
So there's
That's
some
interesting.
interesting dynamics there. All right, 78. It's a party game. I love playing this.
Give me a hint.
It involves cards.
Apples to apples?
I think I already said that wasn't on the list.
You mentioned it like.
Yeah. It's better apples to apples.
It's in no, it's in regular.
No, that's better Trivial Pursuit.
You already said better apples to apples was
Say anything.
Say anything.
This is a different track. It involves storytelling.
Oh, Dixit.
Dixit! Yeah. Another one that's taken a big hit.
Yeah.
This is in
I wasn't even
top
thinking
30.
Dixit because I thought it would be completely higher, but
Yeah.
wow.
Again, I haven't played it.
That's another one of those though that get hit by kind of like by Spyfall by the group that you play with. If they're
Yeah.
not using good clues or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, then it kind of becomes nonchalant.
I still remember in college, my friend used Leoben's Lie with the picture of a pregnant lady. And it's a reference to Battlestar Galactica. And two of us instantly got it, and the rest of the group had no idea what he was talking about.
I would have been one of those guys.
But that is the perfect type of clue, right? The clue that hits one or two people and nobody else in the group.
Mm-hmm.
And like somebody was able to deduce it because lie, pregnancy, you kind of go, what fits?
Yeah.
But
interesting,
right? That's what we're talking about with a good, thinky party game. But you don't have to play it on that level. You never have to play it to that level.
Yeah.
But you also don't want to say, oh, look, a unicorn and a rainbow. Because who else is going to have a picture of a rainbow and a unicorn?
Yeah.
And if somebody else does, guess what? They're going to win a lot of points. A lot of points.
Thinks it's a game.
It is. I was afraid it fell down.
That would be higher on mine.
We'll see. There you go. 77 is a deck builder.
Legendary is that low?
It is that low. But it actually moved up from last year. Last year was 81.
Now, is this legendary period? Or did you split them? When you were thinking of...
I think primarily of Marvel.
Okay.
If I split it, then Predator wouldn't make the list.
Okay.
That's the only legendary I've played. Besides Marvel.
Legendary encounters you played.
So...
I like Predator more.
Sure.
It's more difficult, though. That's only negative.
That's an example where you played it more, whereas I played Marvel a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jose and Aaron had it for years.
Yeah, and they have
I think
all the
before
expansions.
Yeah, now David's got it.
With a lot of the expansions.
And that gives me just about...
I like the theme of superheroes more.
Oh, yeah.
I like the not knowing what's coming out as far as that challenge a little bit more.
Right. You could probably do something like that with Marvel, but you would need to have a better scale of their fight ranges. So.
I mean, thematically, Predator and Alien, it makes to have that scanning.
Oh, yeah. And Marvel, it doesn't whatsoever. 76 is a love letter.
Very, very, very low.
It dropped 16 spots from last year.
Pretty big drop.
It was 60. Now it's
Do you think that's going to be one that's always going to stay in your top 100?
Maybe. It's a good game. It's solid mechanics. It's deduction. It's not really bluffing, but it's figuring out what do you want to do. So it's tactical. I like it. It's one of those I carry with me anytime I take a game bag. So
pocket game.
Yeah,
it's perfect. Perfect size for any of that.
Yeah. Though I didn't take it with me to Origins. But.
I mean, I'm sure there was thousands of people there that had it in their game bags.
I'm sure. That's why I brought the pack of games with me. Because there were not thousands of people with those.
Yeah, that's true. And you have every single one of them, basically.
I don't have most. I have all of Wave 2. I don't have all of Wave 1. I had the ones in Wave 1 that I really liked. So. 75 is the Hare and the Tortoise, the Tales and Games racing game with the fox, the wolf, and the lamb.
And the turtle and the hare.
Yeah.
Is that everyone?
Yeah, it was 5 racers. So it's a neat little racing game. Hand management, card play, run the race when one animal gets 4 or 8 total cards are played. And first to get to the end wins. But then it's also who gets second, who gets third, because a lot of times you have 2 animals that are hidden, and they can be the same, or they could be different.
One of them's a choice, one of them's forced.
Yeah. And you get that force first, and then you get to make your choice. So there's good variety.
Which not a lot of people realize, but the choice card that you make always removes one of those from the
deck.
which means you're going to have less. Yeah. So
You're going to have a slightly harder time making that go. That's tricky.
and if multiple people pick that same person or that same
It's going to make it really hard to
Right.
make that go, especially in a 5-player game.
Is this the only Tales and Games series on your list?
Yes.
It's probably the best out of the Tales and Games
I
series.
agree with that. Well, since it's the only one on my list, of course I agree with that. I think I've only played the Three Little Pigs.
Out of the
besides
other ones,
this.
those are the only. Yeah, it's the only.
I like.
I'd
the
like to
Three
see
Little
the Pied
Pigs.
Piper one.
Sure.
That one looks interesting. And then they just came out with, I forget what the last one was, but Aladdin.
Okay.
Looks interesting.
And I know they have Little Red Riding Hood.
And they have Baba Yaga,
Okay.
and I think there's 7 in total.
Wow.
Oh, did you say Little Red Riding Hood?
I did.
Which I did, from what I heard, is the least successful out of all. But they're all good. That's a great little idea that they came up with.
Oh yeah.
ELO's, yeah, they're doing a good job with that.
All right. 74. One that should have been on my list last year. It's a party game. It involves dice.
Okay.
Social deduction. I love that look. Bang the dice game.
Okay.
You're like, there's not that many options.
Yeah, I was like,
I was looking back at my list. I had no idea why this wasn't on my list last year.
you probably didn't, because didn't you rank it the same way you ranked it this year, or did you?
I
do a different
did.
method?
I did
You used
some
the same
visual
thing?
things. Yeah.
You probably didn't include it on your.
I probably didn't include it on my list.
Do you own Bang Dice?
I do. That's what made it weird. That it wasn't even.
Is it on your BGG
Yeah.
that you own it?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
So doesn't matter. It's on the
Good
list
game.
this year, and
The only way to play Bang is Bang the Dice.
yeah, I have played Bang since, and I'm like, no, I'm done.
Yeah, let's go back to Bang Dice.
Yeah.
And they just added that new expansion
See, I don't even need the expansion.
in the last few months. I forget what it adds to it, but it's.
Like, I might get it.
I think it adds like player characters, and it adds like I don't know, can't remember.
I mean, more characters are always nice. Like, I will never say no to more characters. But do I need them? No. No, because I don't feel like any of the characters are stale. I don't feel like any of them are overpowered. And anytime you bring in an expansion, there's a chance it hasn't been play tested enough, and you might run into some weird combos.
Yeah. Good game. That probably be higher on mine. I don't know though. I mean, I like social deductions, so that may also affect it, but
Okay, 73. The Adventurers. The Temple of Shock.
that low.
I know.
Dave.
Come on, bring it.
Dave.
Bring
It's
it.
such a good game. It's so and it's so underplayed in our group.
That's the problem.
But how many times have I asked you to bring it and you never bring it?
I don't know,
Yeah.
like
And how many times have I asked you to bring it and you bring it and then we're like, no, let's play something different.
too many times. See,
And
like
I'm all for it.
you're all for it. I'll probably play it, but it takes more than just 2 people. It probably takes 4
Hey,
people.
don't blame your poor life decisions on other people. It shouldn't be on them that it's down on the list. It's all on you.
I do enjoy it. I just enjoy 72 other games.
Dave. That's the first one on this list that I want to slap you.
Oh, okay, that's one, folks. That's one. All right, 72. The game.
That low?
I know it dropped 20 spots.
You love the game.
I do
though.
love the game.
You love the game.
I do.
You guys are probably wondering what game we're talking about. It's the game.
Yeah, it's called the game. Das Spiel.
Das Spiel, something.
Yeah.
Kindesmith or
It's a card game
Yeah.
where you are trying to play the numbers 2 through 99 to the table. You have 4 piles, 2 go up, 2 go down, and you play cooperatively. You have to play 2 cards when it's your turn. You can play more, and you can jump back by 10. That's it. So if you're going up and you're at 20, you can play a 10, or you can play higher than 20.
Don't tell me Hanabi's on your list then.
Hanabi's on my list.
Number 2, folks.
Yeah.
Way better. Game is way better. Continue with your poor life decisions. I see you scrolling a lot, meaning it fell way higher. Okay, all right. I'll just get my. I need some baby powder. I don't know if I have any. Should have some. I don't know.
All right, 71. This game is bonkers. You have never played
Never
this.
played it, and you talk about it and all your experiences when you were getting into the hobby.
Yeah, it's a roll and move game, and I make no apologies for a roll and move game, because when you end at a spot that does not have a tile at it, you play a tile from your hand to the board, and it tells you to do something. Advance, go back, go to score, and if you can go to score. If somebody else is there, you get to go again. If you get caught in an infinite loop, you go back to start. You score a point. If somebody's there, you go again.
Sounds pretty bonkers.
So you can make these chains where you can basically make it so that anything you roll will cause you to score and keep going. Everyone has one go to lose, and that ends your turn and you lose a point. So you have to decide when to use that. And a lot of it's timing. If you roll boxcars, 12, you score a point instantly as soon as you roll the 12. So if you're sitting at 11 points, 12 wins the game. And you roll a 12, you win. Right then and there. Cool. Nobody can play go to lose on you.
That's cool.
So it's a roll and move game. It's crazy. What it takes is people immersing themselves into the game. It takes a crowd that's willing to go, score! And get into the fun of the game. It is not a serious game. It's meant to be silly.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
And so, but because I've had that experience, it's an experience game. So that's why it falls there for me. All right, number 70 is Takinoko.
Surprised Takedo and Takinoko were... I thought you liked Takedo more than Takinoko.
See, I own Takinoko. And that's not a reason to like a game more, but I like the mechanics a little bit more. I like the randomness of the weather die. I like the strategy of where to place tiles, of trying to work together a little bit to irrigate stuff, some of the luck of cards in terms of...
You've only played it with Chibis once, right?
Yeah.
And how did you like Chibis?
I like the expansion.
It doesn't change much, but...
I like the expansion in terms of what it brings for the objective cards. I think that alone makes it worthwhile.
And the tiles, I think it has like the
new tiles. Because it has some, like, this is a new irrigation spot. And from here, everything can be irrigated.
It's like another pond.
Yeah, like that's huge. So those types of things, those are big difference makers. That's when I think the expansion is worthwhile.
Yeah, it is.
So, 69 is Tiki Topple.
Tiki Topple. I'd be interested to see where this falls on my list. I don't know that I liked it
as much as
you do,
and that's fine. I have memories of it. This is one that I've had the experiences of college of other game groups where people just get into the silliness of it, and it's one that just I never take it too seriously when I play it. For whatever reason, I don't care if I win or not when I play Tiki Topple. And it says something, right? Because you know me, I'm a fairly competitive gamer. Like, I'm not one to flip the table. I mock flipping a table a lot, but I've never flipped a table. Maybe in tabletop simulator, but never actually in real life. Mostly because these tables are heavy.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And I don't want to be destructive of games. But it's... Tiki Topple is all just about fun. It's about, like, oh, okay, well, I'm out, so I'm going to do some random stuff here. Okay, why not? It doesn't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
That's what's there. It's actually moved up on the list. That's something.
You played it a a little bit last year, probably in comparison to other years.
Yeah. 68 is World's Fair, 1893.
I thought that would be higher.
Yeah, last year
it was on it
was
last year.
30.
That's why I thought it would be higher, I think, because last year it was fairly new, probably. That's a 2-year collection, and you really liked it.
Yeah, and it was new in, like, May.
Yeah.
So the games I get in, like, the spring haven't really found their place. And so they more find their place the next year.
Yeah. That's going to be... It's out of its honeymoon now for you. But it's I like it.
Yeah, it's an enjoyable game.
I think it'll stay on your list for a while.
I do too, because it does something I don't see a lot. It's got, you need to go into regions to get cards, but those cards don't necessarily allow you to play them because you need the region control in order to play cards of that color.
Yeah.
And so you need to go into different regions to get the cards, and it's pseudo area control, but then it's also placing into areas to get cards, and it's a really good back and forth. So I like the back and forth there, and then there's ways to get instant points with the fair tickets, and it's good variety. 67 is completely new. Like, new this year, new game that came out this last year. Team game.
Escape?
No. No.
Escape? A team? It's a team game?
Team. So, like, team versus team.
Flag Dash? No.
Think Divider.
Divider. Oh, yeah.
Captain
Sonar, yeah. Good game.
It lets me live out my battleship fantasies.
Yeah.
And I've yet to find a role that I don't like.
It'd be higher probably on my list.
Oh, I'm sure.
But it's just difficult to get. The one thing bad about that game is it's difficult to get the people for it. And it doesn't feel right not playing it with 8 people, 4 and 4. We played it with 3 and 3 that one time. I mean, even 6 people is difficult to get a lot of the times. A lot of times because we're kind of in a smaller group now, a kind of smaller divided group now. But
did we ever do? I don't remember 6. Maybe
we did here.
No, we did 4 here. We did 2 on 2.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, because it was.
Yeah,
I did radio both times. I enjoyed the radio. Just listening to the other team, trying to figure out where they are. And that much is good. But then the other person's doing everything else, running an entire submarine by themselves. And the radio guy's being like, "No, don't talk. I'm listening."
Yeah.
Okay, 66. This is a game we need to play more of. Between Two Cities.
Very good game.
So, Between Two Cities, it is pseudo-cooperative, or it's teams, but you're building a city with the player on your left, and you're building a city with the player on your right. And your score is your lowest city. So you can't just say, all right, Cory and I, we're going to build the best city possible and run away with this game. Nope, doesn't work, because then this city over here on my right is going to be junk. And then my score is going to be absolute junk. We've seen like a 4-way tie, and we had to go to tiebreakers to get a win, and it's just like, wait,
almost
what?
had to go to a second tiebreaker for the next win. Yeah,
That's crazy, but I love it. Like
there's an expansion, which I'm curious, but
yeah. It's a really good game. It doesn't even take a bunch of people. Like 4 players makes an interesting game. 5, 6, 7. I think I know it works with 7. I don't know that it works with 8.
I think it's. I mean, you can play it with solo. They have a solo variant.
Yeah.
I don't know that I play it. I'd be interested to see, but
we've done a 3-player game. That was weird.
Yeah, 3 is kind of weird. I like it right around 5.
Yeah, because you're building cities with both neighbors.
Yeah.
So you're controlling 2/3 of the game, and that's like. All right, 65. Beasts of Balance.
Okay.
I wasn't quite sure where this would fall, but
I didn't expect it. Well, maybe I did, but I expected it to be pretty low.
yeah. I don't know.
I feel like it's grown on you.
It has, and not so much as like a game, like because to me it will never be a hyper strategic game.
Although they just announced that they're posting next week, I believe. Beast of Balance, they're doing a new Kickstarter for it, and it's introducing battles, so teams.
Nice.
And it's introducing new animals.
Okay.
The battles, I think, are more reliant on like the artifacts.
Sure.
So they'll like hold the sun down. I don't know if they're. I hope they add more of those types of things because that's really, I think, what I like.
Yeah, I agree. There's some really good things there. But yeah, so Beast of Balance is fun. I think it'll be more interesting to do on camera once iOS Screen Recorder comes out in the fall.
Yes.
Because then we'll be able to have video of that in addition to the board. All right, 64, Survive, Escape from Atlantis. So that's the dude.
It's kind of hovering, I think, around the 60s and 70s for you.
Yeah, last year it was 49.
Oh, okay.
So it dropped a little bit, but at this point, kind of what hasn't?
Yeah, that's
right.
true.
New stuff is coming in.
That's true.
Old stuff's coming out.
Good game.
It is a good game.
Very simple.
Very simple idea. Very tricky execution in terms of how do you get your guys to safety? How do you work with other people to get their guys to safety? Because the ideal scenario is to get 3 players all in the same boat so that all 3 of you can work together to get that boat to safety. The problem is there is necessarily at least one other person working against you. And maybe both of us have our high-scoring guys in there, and maybe the third guy has a low-scoring guy, and so he'll deliberately pilot the boat into a shark.
I have actually done very well every single time I played that game.
Yeah,
I think I've won 4 out of 5 plays.
Nice.
And I think maybe it's probably in my top 5. It is for sure in my top 5 of the games that you own.
I'll take that.
I think Adventures is higher. I think Adventures is probably number 1.
Games I own that you don't also
Correct.
own.
Correct.
Because, games I exclusively own. All right, 63 is Star Trek Fleet Captains. You haven't played this, but it was the precursor to Star Trek Attack Wing.
Oh, yeah.
It's Star Trek ships on HeroClix bases. So as they take damage, you rotate them down for their stats. And
They should have kept that. It's just
really
I like the
fiddly.
HeroClix. Yeah.
really fit.
Yeah.
And if those bases have problems, you run into a lot of issues. But also, you start here, and you explore a map. And your opponent starts on the other side, and they explore a map. And you can have 3-player games, you can have 4-player games. You can do more with teams.
Sounds a little bit like Ascendancy.
A little bit.
Just as far as exploration goes. But.
Yeah, and there's, you had like a bunch of options. You had 10 decks of cards, and you picked 4 of them to make your actual deck that you used for crew, and they were all modifiers for tests.
Okay.
So lots of options. Feels very Star Trek in terms of you can divert power, you can transport places, you can do all these things.
Mm-hmm.
But
was that on the list last year?
It was. It's like 20.
Is that high?
28, I think, last year. It
remember
was pretty good. In fact, it was 28 last year.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't remember that one.
Yeah. 62 is Strike. Good game.
Was it higher last year?
It was 55.
Not too much.
Right in the same neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. It was newer last year.
It was newer. I like it basically the same.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing I don't like about it. It's throw dice in the arena, see what happens. It's a fun filler game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun dexterity game. Is there anything bad about that? No.
No.
It's
of course
just
not.
It's just fun.
Game night is done very well about introducing games. I think better than tabletop is done.
Yes.
At introducing games to me.
Yeah. And that was when I think Rodney Smith was kind of the first big proponent of Strike at conventions. He didn't do anything on his channel about it, but he was bringing it around, and then people were talking about it. And
yeah.
He did Red 7.
Red 7's good.
Red 7's good, and it was in like the 100s.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. 61 is Roll for the Galaxy. Just played it a couple of times with Richard. I really like that game.
Good game.
Really
and
good
we'll probably be playing it more now that David's going to be getting it.
Yeah. Tough game. I mean, I'm used to the symbology because of Race for the Galaxy. Hundreds of games of Race for the Galaxy with the like pirate app that was out years ago before the whatever company does it. I think it's Rio Grande came out with their app.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, it's fun. It's fun, and Roll for the Galaxy makes it a little easier with the dice. Still tough mechanics to balance everything. I feel that I kind of handle Roll for the Galaxy the same way I handle chess. I have a pretty good opening game, and then my mid game falls apart.
I kind of have a average entire game.
Sure.
Yeah. It's a good game, but
It is.
I don't know that it'll ever be great as far as me like enjoying it a lot.
But it's something you can play once in a while and be okay with. Number 60 is Sheriff of Nottingham.
It's pretty low.
It took a tumble. It was 23 last year.
And I can't say that it's because you haven't played it, really.
No, it's...
For me, it's become samey.
Yeah. And that's not... It's not bad for a game to be what it is.
Mm-hmm.
What I've found is that I don't completely enjoy the game for what it has become. I still think that there's room for different bluffing, different negotiations in that. What I've found is that most people aren't willing to do those negotiations.
Yeah, and I think it's a lot funner game when they are.
Yeah, so like if I slide you a bag and then you start going, I don't know, and I go, okay, look, I will give you, like, okay, look, I admit, there's an apple in there.
You know why I feel like it is that way?
They'd rather just get the money.
They'd rather get the money, or also it's too short.
Yeah.
And I don't think that lengthening it would make it more fun because I think it makes it worse.
Yeah.
But I think for that mechanic to work, for that like the bribing and stuff to really make sense, is for it would need to be a longer game. There would have to be more involved. But I think it would need to be a longer game because, like, for me, the thought that goes through my mind anytime someone does that, it's like, no, like, if there's I'd rather get the apple from the money, and why let something else go through? Because, yeah, he could be telling the truth about that, but he could also, he didn't not say that there's this in there.
Right, of course.
So,
right, and the only reason they'd offer you the apple is because they want to get something else through.
correct. And as far as with the apple, which could be it could be not a long con, but it could be a double bluff. But to me, it's like, okay, well, I know that there's something illegal in there, so if I open it, then I'm going to get the money for the apple, and then I may also get money for something else.
Right.
So
now, sometimes what I'll do is I'll say, okay, look, I've got this apple right here that I've already collected. I'll give you that apple. That can be a little more valuable because to you, it's a guaranteed apple.
Although I've also noticed that a lot of times, people run away with majority on a lot of the things.
They do, but sometimes second place is a worthy pickup.
That's true.
And that can be a game defining.
That's true.
Like if you can take second from someone, that's 20 points in your
I don't
favor.
think it's ever been like that because people hyper focus on one or two things.
They do.
And so it may be a victim of player counts that we played it with.
Yeah, I think in 5 it's a little bit better to try to sneak that second out.
Yeah.
59, Shadowhunters.
Good game.
Very good game.
Haven't played it enough.
Social deduction. But one that it feels like you don't have to do tons of social deduction. You're just trying to figure out a little bit of who's on your team, and then everybody else is against you. That's all you care about.
Yeah, I haven't played it enough.
And I feel like I haven't played it enough to truly grasp it, but I know enough to understand the basics.
Yeah.
So from that standpoint, I'm good. I enjoy the game for what I know it to be. Is there more to it? Yeah, I'm sure there is. But yeah, we take it for what it is. And that's actually gone up a little bit from last year. 58 is Lost Cities.
Okay.
I know you're not the biggest fan of it, but I enjoyed it as a 2-player game. I actually like it more than Star Realms.
Bad move, Dave. Bad move.
So here's my rationale. Star Realms...
No rationale you can give to me is going to solve that.
Star Realms...
No rationale you can give me is going to fix your decision there.
I'll play Star Realms more on my phone.
rationale.
And Star Realms is very math heavy.
That's true.
Lost Cities, while a little bit math heavy, the only time you truly care about the math is at the end of a game.
Yeah.
And so Lost Cities can be a little more approachable for newer players. I've had more success playing Lost Cities with people who aren't gamers, whereas Star Realms, I think, is a great gamer 2-player game.
Well, in Lost Cities too, the one thing that Star Realms doesn't have for it is it's strictly 2 players.
Well, Lost Cities is only 2 players.
Yeah. I'm talking about,
Oh, against other things, yes. Yeah. So that's a personal preference thing. Is the difference here maybe a little too big? Yeah, I think it is, but that's what happened. 57 is No Thanks.
Fell a little bit.
Fell 1 spot.
Really?
Just 1 spot. If anything, that means I like it more because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 new games ahead of it. So, yeah. So I actually like it.
It'll probably hover around 50s.
I think it's going to be in the 50s, maybe the 60s. It'll be somewhere between 40 and 70 for a while.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And that does not mean it's bad. That means it's a really good game. It's a solid game. It's a number game. I'm inclined to like the number games. And it's I don't want it, you take it, but you don't want it either. So who's going to actually make that move? All right, 56. We've danced around this for a while. Wits and Wagers. it's a better Trivial Pursuit because you don't have to know it. The game will end eventually, and it's who do you think knows something about this and who's close. It doesn't hurt that I play tested for Wits and Wagers Party.
Yeah.
And that
your name is in the rulebook.
My name's in the rulebook. I have a signed box lid from Dominic. And, none of that hurts.
It's a great game.
But you can also see that it is 56 for me. I don't let that stuff influence my decisions. So I like the game. I like it for what it is, and it's really fun. But it does have its limitations.
It's kind of like Fauna in the sense of close.
Sure.
Fauna America.
Yeah.
I never really thought of that comparison until I played America again over the weekend. Or yesterday. But yeah.
Yeah, like all of that stuff, it's good trivia, it's what do you know, and then how well do you know the other people in terms of what do they know. So, I like it. 55 is one of those new games we just mentioned. Zaya.
Good game.
Very good game. This, in conjunction with the game that is higher on the list, yet to be revealed on the list, have completely eliminated my desire to ever play Twilight Imperium ever again. I think I think Zaya alone did that for you. And I could say Zaya alone did it for me too. But there's just
Zaya sandbox, and there's not enough sandbox type games out there.
No, Zaya is what do you want to do? And I've read up on the expansion, and the expansion solves so many issues.
Oh yeah,
that I have, for sure. Including like the trading of just being able to. You've got a planet, like a planet here and a planet here, 2 planets, and you can just buy here, sell here, and go back and forth and get 2 points every other turn. Like that would break the game. The expansion fixes that.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed I missed the Kickstarter by like a month, and I emailed that they weren't able to get it. So I'm sure it'll be.
It'll hit retail.
It'll hit retail. It'll go to Amazon, I'm sure. But
yeah. All right. 54. This is another one of those big drops. This was in the top 10 last year. Dice Masters. And you might be surprised that it's even here. It's still a solid game system. But we don't play it. We don't play it competitively. Our entire venue dried up. There's just no scene. And
I fault a little bit of that to the local availability.
Oh yeah, that's a big part of it. Because I think if there was stuff, we might grab some packs every once in a while and do a micro draft and just say, hey, let's have fun with this. But yeah,
even Hilmar didn't have them there for a while.
No. I mean, they exist in Fremont, but
have them there for a while, yeah. And it's very limited on what they do have available. I think X-Men, is it Uncanny? I think is
that was like the second set that came out.
The second X-Men set.
Oh no! It was Avengers versus X-Men and then Uncanny.
Yeah. X-Men Uncanny, I still see all over the place.
Yeah, because people ordered so much of it.
Yeah, AVX is gone.
Oh,
like, there's no way.
It'll never come back. And it's retired. They've put out rotation for the game now. In like the competitive scene.
A lot of the places I've seen are like 2 releases behind.
Yeah. I was never able to pick up Green Arrow Flash set, and that's when I said, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
And that was a good thing for me because I have a completionist mentality, and I'm really glad I was able to just drop it.
Yeah. No,
I bought some packs from the Deadpool set, and I bought the Doctor Strange team pack, and those are cool. But I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm done. I'm cured.
It's a good game.
Yeah, and like you and I could break stuff out and have a fun game or 2 games. Make some tweaks here and there, and we'd have fun with it. but that's all we'd ever need to do.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
53 is Power Grid. I don't think you've played Power Grid.
Mhm.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Runs with Kelly.
Gotcha.
Were you there? I don't know if you were there.
Probably not.
Julia was there. Julia played it.
Yeah.
We played it like 1 o'clock in the morning to
Oh.
start. Yeah. I think we actually ended up having to end the game early.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good game.
It's a really good game. It's a little thinky,
very heady.
but that's okay. Like, you need some of those games.
Not at 1 o'clock in the morning.
No, not at all. But you need some games that make you think and make you do.
It's kind of how I felt about Five Tribes when we played that.
Oh yeah.
3 o'clock in the morning or whatever it was.
Yeah, that was not smart, but I like Power Grid. To me, it fits. And I'm
Another one with an app. I don't know how the app will work.
No, I've never gone for the app. Yeah, and this was 48 last year, so it's hanging out right in that same spot. So I could have sit there and go, yeah, okay. 52 is Dead Drop.
Still hanging out there.
Yep, it was 51 last year.
Mm-hmm.
So just cruising right
Cruising
there.
along.
If anything, I like it more because
Mm-hmm.
those 10 new games have pushed things down. But yeah, Dead Drop is that real quick, like it's card counting is really what it is.
Basically, yeah.
It's a card counting game. And it's trying to figure out who has what, who's holding on to what,
Mm-hmm.
how well can you deduce it. And then once you figure it out, how can you get the cards you need to to make the accusation? And there have been times, I think both of us, we know what it is, but we can't get the cards we need to make the accusation. Or in trying to get the cards that we need, we actually reveal the secret piece of information and somebody else can do it first.
Yeah.
And you're like,
you're holding on to information for the entire game, and then you like reveal it, and then they make the claim the next turn.
Yeah. Or somebody just dumb lucks into the claim. But that's why you play multiple rounds. Because you do. It's like first to get 2 or 3. It depends on player count.
Good game.
Very good game. All right. Closing out the first half, the lower half. Number 51, Keyflower.
I'm playing it.
So this is one I knew you hadn't played. I think it's been played once at Battleground.
Josh brought it, I think.
Maybe. I did not play it at Battleground.
We played something else.
We did.
Yeah, they were at the other table.
But I have done this at the Polies, and it's a heavy Euro.
Means I probably wouldn't like it, but
you might.
Try every game once.
So, and here's the gist of it. You bid for tiles. Each round. It's played over 1 year and divided into seasons.
Real time?
No. Yeah, I spent like 3 years playing this game. No, but you have 3 different colors of meeples, and you can acquire a 4th. You can acquire purple meeples. Once someone starts a bid for a tile, that is the color of meeple. So if I bid red, only red can be bid on that tile.
Oh, interesting.
Furthermore, if I bid 1 red, you have to up the bid. But someone can also place meeples on the tile to use the effect. They're not competing for control of the tile, but they get the effect as soon as they put the tiles down. Whoever wins control of the tile gets those meeples for the next phase.
Oh, okay.
And then once you have a meeple, or once you have a tile in your city area, then you can play to that tile. Or you can play to somebody else's city, but then they'll get those meeples for the next season. And there's some strategy to blocking someone else's tile use, especially in the fall. But there's also that back and forth of, well, if I do that, I'm giving them stuff. And there's a lot of, you need to upgrade tiles to score points. and you need to gather meeples to score points. And there's a lot of ways to score points, and there's some resource gathering and upgrading, and there's kind of those standard things that you see in a lot of Euro games. But it doesn't take itself to be too heavy. Granted, like online players will go crazy over it. But it's a solid setup. It does what it does really well. And for that reason, I like it.
Sounds dumb, but great.
Mm.
I don't know. No, it sounds like it's looking at it and stuff, and then your explanation actually makes it appeal to me more than what I saw or than what I thought of it originally. But yeah,